There you go.
So, welcome to another episode of Enthusiastically Spiritual. I'm your host, Teresa, and today I'm so excited because I've got a powerful, dynamic, millennial manifester named Ania Halama with me today. And let me tell you a little bit about her. Well, Ania is a world traveler who has helped thousands of heart-centered entrepreneurs align with their ideal clients and attract money, wealth, perfect health, perfect love, mental health, and spiritual health. She is an author with her best-selling book, Rebel's Guide to Spirituality. What does it mean to find yourself as a lost 20-year-old and spirituality for badasses while healing your inner being? Awesome tag. and besides being
Thank
an
you.
and besides being an author, she's a healer, intuitive artist, and success coach. Welcome, Ania.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here and share with everyone my journeys, my stories, and all the excitement and all the passion that I bring into everything that I do. I'm really excited to share it with everyone.
Well, I'm so excited you're here. And you have an array of offerings, and I want to touch on a few of them. So one thing I want to share is we have some commonalities. I noticed in one of your pictures on your, I guess it was on your website, you had a Leo emblem. So you're a Leo.
Yes,
So
I am a Leo.
roar, I know what that's all about.
Rawr.
And your husband's name is
Crazy ego
Tom.
everywhere. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. There's another one.
Yes. And we both had some wild days because years ago, when I was a late teenager, I had a bestie named Alcohol too. So we both
Oh, hey.
we both
That
have
must be
some.
a Leo thing.
I know, yeah, extremely. So big time had some days of exploring who I was, and yeah, had a bestie for sure, quite a few years in a row of lots of fun times. And I know that you rocked your journey too with some of that, as well as moving into who you are now and all that exploration. So you've had quite the journey.
Yeah, that's for sure. Everything from childhood trauma with my father, and I explain everything in detail in the book, childhood trauma, to deciding that I'm not meant to be in the corporate world, to sexual abuse, to alcohol abuse, to addiction with drugs, to suicidal effects. I had insomnia. I had anxiety, crazy anxiety, to my hair was falling out. I went blind at a point almost. It was just all these crazy things because I wasn't aligned mind, body, soul, and spirit yet. I had no idea what I was doing. And everything just, all the negativity and all the anger just kept piling up on top of me and made me into this crazy negative loon that I was before. But thankfully, with spirituality and with finding myself, I was able to become this beautiful human that I was always meant to be.
And as I read through your book, I mean, I felt that you had enthusiasm from day dot. Like you came in just with this full on vibration of enthusiasm, and you were going to make it no matter all the challenges you had throughout life. Do you feel that's true?
100%. And I described this in the book. I was doing in a plant ceremony with ayahuasca once, and I saw my grandmother praying over me. And I saw her say, no matter what happens to this girl, this was already on my spiritual and on my healing journey. I heard her say, no matter what happens to this little girl, she will be okay. I felt so connected in my heart from that moment, that from birth, I had someone watching over me, that no matter what happens to me, no matter what challenges I go through, I will come out on the other side, kick ass, and be this badass woman that I was meant to become. And it's so beautiful, like watching it now, like looking back at my story now, I was like, damn, I'm hella impressive.
Without a doubt, girl, without a doubt. And I love your plant medicine story in the book. I mean, a couple of times people have come to me and said, do you want to do it? And I'm like, no, I really wasn't guided to. But honestly, after reading your story, I'm like, that might be in the future because I really feel it.
Thank you. Honestly, I believe every single person that deserves it for their soul, as well as needs some kind of healing. Like it was such a catalyst to my growth and such a catalyst to my healing that I can't see life without it now. I will always continue to heal with plant medicines. And it's something that you can't get just by meditation alone. I meditate sometimes 5 times a day, and you cannot go so deep into your subconscious mind as you can with plant medicines. It's a whole nother world. It's like bringing bringing the realm of the spirit realm into this human form. It's funny, I didn't mention this in the book, but I was talking about this the other day. Like when I'm on plant medicines, I see spirits walking around. I see them like here and there. I get like orbs that I see, or the twinkles from the side of my eye. However, like when I see shadows, I see full figures, the ground is rumbling. It's completely different. It's like the whole two worlds intertwined together. And it's this beautiful healing experience. It's hella scary in the beginning. Heck yeah, because the unknown is always scary. But what's going to come out of it is just pure growth, pure love. That first day after I took ayahuasca, I felt so much love, so much connection. I literally felt like I was in heaven, like the divine was surrounding me. It was so beautiful. And I hope everyone experiences that at least once. I really believe everyone needs to do it at least once in their lives, no matter what it is, mushrooms or ayahuasca. There's so many of them. And it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, and you go really into deep in your book, and it's so, like I said, the story just touched me so much. I was just filled with chills. I was reading it. It was just a beautiful story.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it's my story. So it's beautiful, but I loved explaining it in this way. It was funny. My partner was saying like, oh, I know everything about you. But then he reads the book and he's like, wow, you really go into details about everything. I'm like, that's the whole point of the book. So I want to connect people with the story, to get that emotion behind it as well, so they can connect to, because whatever I've been through, I'm sure every single person has been through in one way or another, or some kind of variation of that, with alcohol abuse or childhood trauma, one way or another. Every single person has gone through crap. And I wanted to connect the readers emotionally and get them invested as much as possible, so they could look at it as, you know what, my life, I could turn it around and I can make it better. And I have all of these tools now. I talk about different meditations. I include different meditations, different tappings, different journal prompts, all in the book. And they could use it as this beautiful toolbox. And whenever they need some kind of a pick-me-up, they could return back to it and start changing their lives, because we have the power within ourselves. We just need to want to do it and have that desire to do it.
I totally agree with you. And I'm a big believer in, we're here to reawaken and remember everything we have inside of us. And your book is chock full of techniques and stories. And yeah, the EFT tapping, when I got to that chapter, I did it and it was so powerful. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I've done a little bit before, but not as much as you have in the book. And it was amazing. I loved it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the tapping has been such a catalyst for as well. Like, I never realized. It was funny because it actually took me about a year to get into, while I was doing tapping, for me to actually feel the difference. And if you're thinking, whoa, that's a crazy long time to do it, well, I wasn't mentally prepared for it. I was blocking it off. I had tons of blocks from me. I was like, yeah, this is gonna work, whatever, maybe. But no, it's once I actually brought that consistency into it. I mean, everyone has acupuncture points across their bodies, and what it does is essentially, if your listeners aren't familiar with what tapping is, it's essentially tapping on different parts of your body, different acupuncture points across your body, to move the energy in your body and release stagnant energy. It's great for limiting beliefs, absolutely anything you could possibly think of. If you're having troubles losing weight, there might be some limiting beliefs on that. If you're having addiction problems, there's some limiting beliefs on that need to be tapped away in order to release that energy, move it in your body, let it go, so you can shine through. Money wounds is huge. Most of my clients that I get for tapping have some kind of money problems. This is my juice, essentially. Right. There's so many limiting beliefs around money, like money doesn't grow on trees. And I talk about this in the book as well. Money doesn't grow on trees, or we've all heard these things. And these are limiting beliefs that are in our subconscious minds that stop us from flourishing and stop us from attracting what it is that we want, because we're all vibrational beings and we all can co-create with the universe in this beautiful way. However, a lot of us are internally stopping ourselves without even noticing it. And things like limiting beliefs or talking negatively to yourself that you don't even realize that you're doing, but you're doing on the subconscious level, that could all be taken away with EFT. We do something a little bit different. We do VFT, and I talked about this in the book, which we actually mix theta healing as well as emotional freedom technique, and we include binaural beats onto it. So it goes in even deeper into the tappings than just doing a tapping alone. With the binaural beats, you're able to go into the subconscious mind even deeper, because we all have some kind of remembrance of music. For example, the sound of rain. Some people might be attracted to the sound of rain. Some people might be attracted to the waves of the ocean. So that automatically puts you in like a calmer state, with adding that frequency to go in even deeper into your mind, into your subconscious, and release everything. And then we would do theta healing afterwards and muscle tests to make sure the belief is completely 100% gone.
Wow. So that's a real nice, it's a process for sure, right? Like different layers.
It-
And I like what you
yes,
said
for
too
sure.
about the fact that, it has to be the person has to be ready for that healing. So that's what I like about
Yes.
a lot of the different things you offer and I offer and other people offer too, is that there's all kinds of different variations for people to explore for their spirituality and where they're at. So something like
Yeah,
tapping.
definitely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Definitely. I mean, and not everyone is going to resonate with the same thing. Not everyone's going
Mhm.
to want to meditate for an hour a day. Not everyone's going to want to be attracted to tapping. Not everyone's going to like journaling. Some methods work for some people, others work for others. And this is why we do the things that we do, to bring people the different variations of everything that we do. And so they can have different resources, so they could try all of them out if you want to, or if you know one resonates more with you than the other, go for that right away. Just have those different options and use it as a toolbox. And that's how I built my book, essentially, as a toolbox. So you can try all the different methods and see what really does resonate with your soul.
Without a doubt. And I have found too that over time, some things that work for me now may not work for me in a month from now or tomorrow. I mean, it really varies. I kind of flow through different things too, depending upon what I need for my journey, which I'm sure the listeners or the people who are looking for healing, it's the same type of thing. Where are you at in your journey and what are you needing for that support for where you're at that time?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, it's always a healing journey. I'm doing a lots of work with the Akashic records now. I'm learning how to go into people's Akashic records. And it's funny, the other day I was actually healing on myself because I've had this something in my throat that just didn't allow me to speak from my heart. I felt it in my throat. It just didn't fully allow me to speak. I've had some public speaking phobias, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate
Mhm.
to. So I went into the Akashic records. I did that healing inside. And what came up for me was, in a past life, I had a mother who was choking me on on my neck, and this is why I had this like neck thing in this lifetime. So
Uh-huh.
there's always going to be some kind of healing. No matter how much healing you've done, you can always heal more, and you could always discover different layers and different ways to help yourself and help your soul grow.
Without a doubt. And I feel too that because I'm a big believer in reincarnation, I too have had all kinds of life stuff come up this lifetime. And people have to trust and believe in that when it comes up, because some people are like, what? Did that make sense? But when you feel it, like you did, Anya, when you feel it, and it's like real, working with your relating chakra. And what is that all about? It's not just this lifetime. It could be even like 10 lifetimes ago, or, 3 out of 10 or 100 lifetimes ago or whatever. But it's just understanding that we're such a multi-layered being, soul, and energy, and that it can affect us in different lifetimes as well as this one.
Exactly, and it's such a beautiful thing. And then you don't even have to like just explore with different lifetimes if that's what you believe in, because I know some of people don't believe in that, but us as spiritual beings most likely believe in that. And it's so fun to go into different lifetimes and see who you were here, how you learned a lesson here, how you grew in this lifetime that you're at. And fun fact, I had 1358 past lives, so I am an old soul. I don't know if all of them were in a human incarnation, which I still need to play with a little bit more. But it's so fun just going in and exploring that
Mm.
and learning what you can bring from other past lives into this life, and to become this beautiful multidimensional self that you were meant to be in this beautiful 5D plane, which we're all hoping for and achieving, trying to get.
Without a doubt. So let's talk about ways to support your tribe, because you really do some intuitive brand designing with websites. And I went online and I looked, and you've got some beautiful examples and portfolios on your website that people can check out. So talk about that and how you have tapped into that area, because this is exciting.
Yeah, definitely. It's very exciting for me actually too. So a little backstory. I was a corporate designer for 15 years and I just got burnt out, absolutely burnt out, which I'm sure a lot of people in a 9 to 5 job could totally relate. I hated the monotony. I hated walking into a box, living in a box, office politics, everything that goes along with the corporate world. I just got burnt out. And I was a graphic designer. I've always been artsy. Like we're on video right now. I have tattoos everywhere. You can see it in my cover of my book. I drew all of them myself. I've always been artsy, so that's a passion of mine. It is one of my dharmas, why I am on this planet, to bring beauty to this world. And I just started hating all of that. I started losing who I truly was on the deep level of inside of me. And I decided, screw this, screw corporate America. I'm going to go on this journey, travel the world. Within a week, I sold my apartment, packed everything up, went on this journey, and took a leap of faith, deciding, am I going to either try to find another job or to do something completely crazy? If you read my book, you'll notice that I do a lot of things that are completely crazy. So I went on this journey.
But fun.
But fun, exactly. So I went on this journey to travel the world by myself, not knowing the language, not knowing how I'm going to make an impact and how I'm going to make a living. And I decided that design wasn't for me at this moment because I was really hating design work. I was hating the corporate and I just didn't like working with clients at that point. But it's funny, the universe always guides you back to what you're supposed to be doing, why you're on this planet, why you're here, and how you're supposed to serve. So I took about a 4-year break from working with any clients. I designed for myself. I did my own branding. I did my own website for my own businesses, but I just took a complete break from client work. And I really got in tune with intuition. And during that time, over the last year or so, I kept getting these little inklings of, you need to go back into art, you need to start drawing, you need to start painting, you need to do creative outlets. Look for, especially during quarantine, a lot of it came up during quarantine, and this is how I wrote my book too. A different creative outlet was, I needed to just find that thing that made me happy again, and creativity is it. So I completely took a step back. I was like, you know what? This is fun. So I started doing these soul portraits, that I like to call them, which are these beautiful design. If you're on my website, you could see them. These beautifully designed images of a person, yourself, me, gurus, whoever. You could order one for yourself. And there's these beautiful eclectic designs that are just so stunning. And I really connect to my intuition, connect to the person that I'm serving, and make these beautiful designs for birthdays, for yourself, for your social media, for your website, wherever. And I was having so much fun designing these. I'm like, you know what? I need to do more of these. What else can I start playing in? So I started adding in having that fun again, having that fun with what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it. I really enjoyed that. So one thing led to another, and I was like, you know what? I need to start adding more art into my business because I really am passionate about this. It is something that I am here to do. I just need to have that fling. I wasn't happy doing mom and pop pizza joints or designing restaurant menus. I wasn't having fun doing that, or car dealerships, not fun at all for me. So I took a step back, and I was already coaching in the spiritual niche. I had a lot of entrepreneurs who were my clients, and I was like, why don't I do soul aligned client work, which I'm doing websites, doing their branding, doing all of these packages, helping them develop their websites and their coaching programs, their platforms. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just do it for soul aligned clients? I'm in this space already. It's something that I love doing. So why not do this? And one thing led to another, and I'm designing again. I'm having so much fun. I'm working with the right people that I'm supposed to work with. And it's just so beautiful by listening to what your instincts tell you, listening to the universe, because the universe will always guide you. Always, always, always. But it's up to us to listen. And a lot of us, we cut that out. We don't listen to that. So if you open yourself up doing these resources that we talked about, the meditating, the EFT tapping, quieting our mind, and allow that flow of energy to come in from the universe, then you will come back to what it is you're meant to do on this planet.
100% agree. Well, and I'll tell you what, when you came to me, to be interviewed, I was like, let me check out your website, because I always do the platform stuff, and your website is beautiful. I mean, it is stunning.
Thank
So,
you.
and to me, like right now, I'm actually having my website done by someone else. Otherwise, I would have checked you out, before. But, and we've been working with her for a couple months now, and it's a big process because you know what, your website really, well, it has to be kick butt now because it really, to me, it's like opening your door and what is people coming into your house and what are they seeing? Who are you? What are you looking? What do you like? And how to stand out in the crowd. That's a big deal these days because there's a
Exactly.
ton of spiritual leaders out there doing it. And if you don't have a kick butt website, I mean, it can make or break you really.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, I do branding as well. So I help
Mhm.
my clients get into, I tap into my intuition, I tap into their guides and see what is aligned from my standpoint as well as their guides, so they could shine on a line, not only their website, but also their images and their graphics that they're posting, like the cover photos that are on Instagram, the little circles of your highlights, like those things all need to be cohesive and all need to speak to you on a soul level, especially if you're a spiritual entrepreneur,
Mhm.
for you to stand out because everyone is doing the same thing every single day. And this is also another reason why I got back into the web stuff and the design aspects, because I was like, what makes me stand out? There's so many coaches, there's so many
Mhm.
spiritual leaders. What makes me stand out? I'm an artist. That's what it is. So we all need to
Mhm.
find one thing, two things, a couple things that make us stand out no matter what niche you're in, no matter what you're doing, that is going to stand you out from everyone else because we're all unique. Every single one of us. Ania is Ania. You are you, Teresa. Like you have your own flair. Every single one of us does. But we need to find what that flair is and make us stand out. And don't be afraid of that uniqueness. Don't let that shine not shine. Let it
Right.
out completely. And then your whole brand, your whole aesthetic will come together, especially when you're coming from it from a spiritual standpoint and tapping into the guides, tapping into the intuition. Then your brand will be just so cohesive and so beautiful.
I love it. So tell me how people can find you. I know I'm going to have all the in the show notes. I'm going to have your website, which is anyahalama.com. But I mean, you don't have to worry about what it is now, people. I will have it in the show notes. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and your website is really just it's top notch. So to find that.
Thank you again. Yes, AniaHalama.com. The book you could get at Rebel's Guide to Spirituality.com, just like the title. I'm on Facebook at Ania Halama, and then on Instagram, Ania Travels, because I am a galactical traveler.
Yes, you are, Anya. It has been such a pleasure having you on today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much, Teresa. It was beautiful, and I appreciate it so much.
Take care.
Goodbye.
All right. How was
For more tips and tricks on business and spirituality, join us inside the Spirituality for Badass Babes Facebook group.